Chelsea are keeping tabs on Sporting Lisbon winger Marcus Edwards. A report from Team Talk claims that Chelsea are continuing to monitor Marcus Edwards, and it remains to be seen whether they will make a formal approach at the end of the season. A goal-scoring winger would be ideal for them. Edwards is flexible enough to operate as a central attacking midfielder as well. It will be interesting to see if a move to Chelsea appeals to the player. Despite their recent struggles, Chelsea are one of the biggest clubs in the world, and the opportunity to play for them might be hard for most players to turn down. Edwards will add creativity and goals to Chelsea's attack. Marcus Edwards has had quite a big influence since joining Sporting Lisbon. Romano confirmed that Chelsea wants to recruit Victor Osimhen. Osimhen has been one of the players linked in recent months, and Romano has now revealed that the Blues are definitely interested, and there is always interest in signing the Nigerian star. Romano said, "Chelsea, I'm sure they're back in the race. His interest was always there. There is no possibility of signing him in January, but it could be said that Chelsea never had concrete discussions to sign a striker in January, because in the summer, they expected a different striker to be available, and Osimhen was one of the most attractive options for yes." The Nigerian star recently signed a new long-term contract at Napoli, but the deal has a release clause worth £111 million. Osimhen has not yet made a decision regarding his next club, but it is reported that he will prefer Chelsea because Didier Drogba is his childhood idol. The Blues have made contact with his entourage. Osimhen would be a brilliant signing for Chelsea, considering he has strong finishing abilities and defensive ability in the penalty box. Cole Palmer supports his coach who is under pressure. Speaking to the club's official website, he explained his thoughts on his progress since August. "I definitely improved as a player coming here. I just felt in the summer I was ready to play football week in, week out, and that's what I'm doing here at Chelsea. The manager has definitely helped me. He is a top manager and a top person. He talks to you about anything, like family problems. I think if he knows what's going on off the field, it can influence how he is with you on the field. He was great at it." Chelsea is considering Amorim to replace Pochettino. According to The Guardian, Amorim is being considered by Chelsea as a replacement for Pochettino, should Pochettino be sacked after a disappointing debut season. Amorim is on their list alongside Brighton boss Roberto De Zerbi, with Al Nassr striker Anderson Talisca recently stating that Amorim is ready for a club like Chelsea. Talisca said, "I think it's time for him to coach a club with another dimension, Arsenal-Chelsea. In fact, he should already be there. His career is going to be amazing. He just needs to keep doing what he's doing." Meanwhile, reporter Jack Pitt-Brooke of The Athletic also called Amorim the most exciting young manager in European football, who is turning Portuguese football upside down. He could be a very interesting Chelsea coaching candidate if they decide to look for a new manager again. Summerville has been linked with a move to Stamford Bridge. The Dutchman was one of the few players to benefit from the Whites' relegation in the Premier League last season, becoming a mainstay of the team and impressing throughout the championship season so far. Summerville managing to contribute 16 goals and 9 assists in all competitions. According to Team Talk, the Blues are optimistic that it will not cost much to agree a move for the Dutchman in the summer. Summerville has been the subject of transfer speculation throughout this season, ever since the Whites were relegated from the Premier League last year. It is understood that Chelsea will be one of many clubs vying to sign the striker this summer, along with the likes of Brighton, Aston Villa and Liverpool. Summerville is under contract until 2026, meaning the London club would have to pay a large sum of money for his services, with Leeds potentially seeking around £30 million to £40 million. Gallagher sales, completely unacceptable. Gallagher's current contract expires in 2025, and so far there has been no breakthrough in talks over a new deal, leading to ongoing speculation over his future. The 24-year-old's performances have certainly surprised many this season, and he has established himself as an important part of Mauricio Pochettino's side. Jeff Stelling branded the potential sale of Gallagher as completely unacceptable, and speaking on TalkSport said, "Now we are in a situation where people know Chelsea need to rebuild, but they cannot afford to rebuild. And the madness is that Conor Gallagher, their best player this season, may have to be sacrificed so they can start some kind of rebuild. Completely unacceptable. Gallagher has made 36 appearances in all competitions this season and has scored 4 goals and provided 6 assists. Chelsea are reportedly interested in recruiting Nico Williams. According to a report from Team Talk, the winger could be signed for around £43 million at the end of the season, and Chelsea are hoping to secure his services. The Blues could certainly use more sharpness in the final third, and the 21-year-old winger would add to his scoring and creativity. He scored 6 goals and 11 assists in all competitions, and the opportunity to play in the Premier League could be interesting for him. However, Chelsea are currently in mid-table position and are unlikely to qualify for European football. It remains to be seen whether they can attract a player of Williams' quality without playing in Europe next season. The report claims that Chelsea have scouted Williams several times this season. If they can sign the Spanish winger for £43 million, the transfer could be a sensible investment in the coming seasons, especially when Williams fulfills his potential. Tuchel dreams of returning to Stamford Bridge. The 50-year-old will be out of work in the summer, with his departure from Bayern already activated after a disappointing season that saw FCB miss out on the Bundesliga title after winning 11 in a row. While this has tarnished his reputation, what is beyond question is that Tuchel is one of Chelsea's best performing managers in the last decade. The previous period he guided the club from January 2021 to September 2022, posting a winning percentage of 60%. However, is Bowley willing to welcome the famously cold Tuchel back to Chelsea? ESPN journalist Gabriel Marotti was not impressed by what Nicolas Jackson did. Nicolas Jackson scored in Chelsea's 2-2 draw with Brentford last Saturday and kept the home fans quiet in celebration. It's not the first time the striker has done it this season, and Gabriel Marotti, who spoke about his antics on the Gab and Jules show, has now called on him to stop doing it. He said, "Nico Jackson, stop silencing the audience. They are the people who pay your salary. Don't do that." If Jackson continues to annoy people with his celebrations and can become more prolific, he will surely become a more popular figure in West London